episode here of Africans Talk Football TV. How are the boys feeling out tonight? Y'all good?
Great.
Very good, man. Yeah, man. Special episode. Feeling good.
Another special episode, man. Just want to say thank you again to all of our friends out there listening, whether this be your first episode or you've been rocking with us from the beginning. 3 weeks until the Prem starts. 3 weeks until the Prem starts. We're getting back into the swing of things. We've had a few episodes here in the past couple of weeks, but we have another special episode here. We're here with Kingsford, one of our new friends, one of Gabriel's old teammates. I just want to hand it over to G.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, bro, just want to say thank you, man, for hopping on. I know it's we've been back and forth DMing for a little bit about getting you on, but finally happy to, take your day off, spend some time with us. So definitely appreciate it, man. But for all who don't know, man, this is Kingsford Adjei. We had the pleasure of playing together at Dayton Dutch Lions. This was back in 2018, 2019?
2019, I think.
Yeah, 2019 is 5 years ago now. We've known each other. It's crazy to even think about.
Bro.
So like I said again, man, just to thank you for coming on. And just want to highlight you and your career, what you've kind of done. And I know, we'll get into, of course, Dayton Dutch Lions, we'll get into your pro career and all of that. But just kind of first to start off, man, this is Africans Talk Football. We're all African. You got Liberians, you got Ethiopians. We have Mike is from Ghana as well. So just kind of take us back. Just take us back to your roots, man. Like, how was life growing back up in Ghana? And just kind of tell us about your upbringing a little bit.
Obviously, like, it's quite different for, like, Americans and people who never grew up in Africa and stuff like that. Obviously, it's definitely like a grind when it comes to, like, sports and that, especially like football, where people call it soccer here as well. But obviously, opportunities there, definitely very not as many as you get to, have access to when you travel abroad. But there's a lot of talent. That's the thing. There's so many good players back where I'm from, especially in Ghana. Like, people are so technical. But I grew up in a very rural area compared to people from the city and stuff like that. So most opportunities come in the city because the roads are not really that good for people to travel all the way down to come to our our little towns and stuff like that. So it was mostly like a little bit difficult to get looked at and get access to exposed to all these agents and like tryouts and stuff like that. But it wasn't too crazy. I would say, like, probably I was one of the few people who were blessed to actually get noticed at some point when I was growing up and I got access to an academy, and that was in 2010. Yeah, 2010. I got scouted to go to an academy called Right to Dream. And I probably was at the age of 10, around 10, 11 years old. Mm-hmm. So 2010, I'll be 11 years old. So that's when I got into that academy. But before that, obviously, I come from a very little town that there's a lot of talent there. We've had good players and that, but we haven't really had a lot of, like, people go that far. But Asamoah, you guys know Asamoah?
Oh yeah.
So he's from my hometown. Yeah.
So, what is the name of your hometown?
Wenchi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's called Wenchi. So that's where he's from and stuff like that. So because of that, obviously we have a little name when it comes to football, but he didn't really grow up there. He kind of like left at a very young age or so you don't really get to see you don't get to know the names and stuff like that. But my family, on the other hand, was a little bit tough for me because, when you grow up in an African culture and stuff like that, they want you to go to school. Like, they're not going to allow you to be like, okay, you're young, this is your talent, let's let you, like, we're going to give you everything that you need to go play football. It's not like that. Like, your parents are looking at you like, they're scared because, they probably never went to school and they want the best for you. So they think the best for you is like, at least go to school, get some sort of like qualification, then you can do whatever you want. That's what happens every single time. So that was the case. And so my mom didn't want me to play football straight away. She wanted me to go to school for a bit before I actually play football. But I really never had passion for school. It's not because I wasn't good at it. I was, I haven't had like problems with school or books or whatever it is, but I just loved the game. So I just wanted to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to pursue. So I was a little bit stubborn with it because I had to. Because if I didn't, I probably wouldn't be here. So yeah, I was a little bit stubborn with it. Like, I didn't listen as much. So, and it got to a point when I got scouted by Right to Dream Academy, which is probably like the top one in Africa right now. And that's when they actually took, he's actually gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like, so that's when they'll be like, okay, maybe that's what he's good at, and we're gonna allow him to pursue that route. And so yeah, that's how it all started for me. And Right to Dream basically gave me the platform to shine and go to places, travel the world, and see what the rest of the world looked like, and compare myself to the elite squads that I get to see outside and play against, and I've played against like very good football players as well. So it's always been good. But yeah, nothing crazy.
Yeah, no, that's super dope to hear. I think all of our parents can attest to that, bro. It's school first, It's always school first. It's like football is not it's not a real thing. So, no, that's great. But yeah, kind of take us through like your Right to Dream experience. Kind of like take us through that scouting experience, how you got scouted, and then when you finally pull up there and you're going to school and you're in the academy, like kind of take it through that experience.
So how it actually started is like there's this like event that goes on like every single year in Ghana where your district and where you live, they probably select the best 18 players from that district from like very young age, like I'm talking about very like 10 years, 11 years, they get the best players, and you represent your town. So you represent your town in that district, and you play against, other towns in the same district. Then from those, like you have like, let's say you have 20 teams coming. They're gonna select best 18 from that 20 towns, and then they select other players as well from other areas, and then we all come together. So normally they will pick around 50 to 100 players. Then now you're gonna represent the region. Region is basically like comparison to state when you come to America. Yeah. So let's say if I'm in like Ohio, so Ohio is gonna select like best 18 players to represent Ohio and play against other states in America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then we call that regionals, and the sponsor is Milo Games. So Milo is like the tea, that Milo tea.
Yeah, the chocolate drink.
Yeah. So they sponsor it. So we call it by the name Milo Games, but it's like it's a regional games where you have all the top youth players playing against each other to represent their their region to win the main national trophy. So that's how it started for me, and I was lucky and fortunate enough to gain that kind of like platform and gain the privilege to actually be in that event to actually showcase myself, and that's where I got recognized by Right to Dream. I was actually a little bit surprised because our team didn't have such a good tournament. Like, we had so many good players. We go in, everyone's looking at us like we're gonna win this, and we got there, we got knocked out in the group stage. You're like, what's going on? Yeah, man. It's like, yo, what is going on? Everything just felt weird. I'm like, yo, what's happening? Yeah, our coaches were so disappointed. I was like, the players were like disappointing themselves as well. I was, because we thought like, hey, for us to get access to all these big academies, because that's when you have the Feyenoord, Red Bull, Right to Dream. You got all your scouts there, bringing all these fancy cars. I've never seen all these guys before. Like, yo, I'm coming from this little town. You see all these cars, like, yo, I'm buzzing. Like, so, we didn't do that well. So I was like, oh man, I had all this opportunity. Now I blew it. Now I have to wait for another year. And I was going through it. Then I was just there, and this scout from Right to Dream came over, is like, hey, by the way, we saw you play, and not even the main tournament. They saw me play for the district. So before I came to the regionals, he saw me there. So when I came here, I'm like, yo, we haven't done well. So basically he's seen me play before we actually made to the main tournament. So I was like, oh my god, that actually saved me. So I was like, okay, that's good. Because there's so many good players, man. Like I'm telling you, talented players. Like you see someone like, man, there's no way I'm gonna get in there. You know what I mean? Like, but you just believe in yourself. Like, yo, you believe in your craft, you believe in your style. You just hope something is gonna happen. And fortunately enough, by God's grace, I got picked with one of the few players that got picked. And then it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop there because the tryout. That's when you get picked. Then you have to go to the academy to actually. Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have to go there and like few days, sometimes weeks. Sometimes months. Then you try out where you have different people coming in. So it's not just you. You know what I mean? So you're there with other trialists as well. So my time, the first time I went in, it was 2 of us. So I was there, try out. Then he left, someone else came in. Then I was trying out for almost 1 to 2 months. So, and I was like, yo, why is this taking so long? You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I'm not gonna stress. You know what I mean? I'm in a really green environment. I'm just gonna enjoy, play. It is what it is. They pick me. I'm just gonna enjoy the moment. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna stress myself. So I was doing that for a while, and eventually they called me in a meeting where everyone was there. It was like, hey, by the way, we're gonna sign Kingsford Adjei he's been here for 2 months and we feel like he's been consistent enough, and we're gonna sign him. Mate, you have no idea. I was buzzing. Mate, I didn't want to go back home and go to school. I was like, no, there's no way I want to go back there, go to school and go do these classes. I don't like that, bro. Yeah. But yeah, that's how it started for me. And normally that's how it works for like all the academies, It's like 1,000 players. And, everyone's going to get a chance to come in at some point, Then you have to be good enough where someone who plays in your position who is likely to come in for them to be like, okay, we've seen enough. We don't think we need someone in this position again. You know what I mean? So like, it's extremely stressful, especially when you're like that young growing up and you have all these responsibilities on you. And then I come to America, I see all these academic kids, they're so chilled. I'm like, you guys, you need to relax. You get me? Like, they feel like they have so much time, but you actually don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're comparing themselves to their teammates. That's not what you should be doing. You get me? Like, you should be comparing yourself somewhere across the world. You know what people are doing over there. So, that's how it started for me. And talking about Right to Dream in itself. So this it's a sports academy, yeah. But at the same time, it focused on like 3 areas. So after I was escaping school, I liked myself. That wasn't true. So Right to Dream got education, they got character, and then they got football. So they all go hand in hand. So if you fall short, let's say your character, you're not doing what you're supposed to do to grow your character and be a better person and be a better role model, to set an example that if you go outside world, you're going to have a positive impact on the people that you come across with and have a positive impact on your community and coming back home to give back and stuff like that. So that's what our character is mostly based on. And then we have the school platform where we don't just, limit ourselves to just football. We also have access to like high class education where we take Cambridge exams, like the English exams and stuff like that. Okay. And we have people come to American high school, then go college and get drafted. Then we have people go England, play sports, then eventually go pro. So we have all these routes. But in order for you to actually get the chance to play football in itself, you have to excel in the other 2 areas. So if you fall short all those 2 areas, then we have a tour coming up. We have to maybe go Sweden or go England or go Norway, wherever we're going for that year. No matter how good you are, you could be the best player in the squad. If you don't pass these areas and you don't get that, we call it a badge. So if you don't have that badge where it says, okay, you've completed what you're supposed to do and what makes you as a person, because everyone has things that they've wrote down they have to work on. They know your weakness, they know, certain character behavior that's not good, you need to improve on.
So if you're not doing this, you're not gonna travel. So like, no matter how good you are, like you're not gonna travel. Like you're gonna stay there to actually work on it. Then eventually, when they feel like okay, you're good enough, then you come to the football squad. Now, okay, everyone is playing well. Only 18 can travel. They're gonna select 18. Not everyone's gonna travel. So it's extremely, extremely, extremely competitive. You know, so and it's not just you because you could be there and anyone could walk in on trial. You know what I mean? So because at some point it was just Ghana, then it became West Africa, and now it's focusing on the whole Africa. So like it's not just you. You know what I mean? So Red Bull and Feyenoord Academy, they were doing well in Ghana, but then eventually they kind of like collapsed and died off and stuff like that. And Right to Dream has been the only surviving academy in Ghana and probably one of the best in Africa. And now compared to the rest of the world, we are up there as well. And so yeah, like it's extremely hard, extremely, extremely hard. You have to wake up every day and you have to go get it. Like you can't just be relaxing thinking you've been signed. Because eventually, if after 5-6 years and you're supposed to be at same level so that you could actually go outside and go and play or go to school and excel and get drafted or whatever the route is, in that 5 years, in that 6 years, if you haven't grown and developed as the person that they feel like you could be as your true potential, you don't gonna get any opportunity at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, you have kids coming up as well behind you who want the similar opportunities and have literally just got signed and they are following the same platform. So when you're done, when your generation, is dying off, which in case like everyone is, at certain age, you gotta leave the academy. So if you hit that age and you still haven't developed the way they feel like you should have, you're gonna get stuck and end up probably working in the academy or doing something else whilst they're trying to give that opportunity to that the young ones coming up, because it's not a place for you to live there for the rest of your life. It's a stepping block, you know what I mean? So that's how Right to Dream works. So I know a lot of people talk about Right to Dream like, oh, I want to go Right to Dream. If you're listening to this, I'm telling you, it's not easy. If you really want to go there and excel as a player, we're talking about Mohamed Kudus, Kamal Adin, all these people. They are all my friends, and I'm telling you, it's an extreme hard work from Right to Dream to wherever they are, because it's not easy. People are probably like, oh, he's so lucky, or he's this, or he's that. It's never that. It's extremely hard work, and that's how Right to Dream is. So like that's how it is. It's very demanding. They're gonna let you relax. They're always on you. You go develop. You go grow. Like you've done this, good. They're not gonna sit there and praise you the whole day. You've done this. You could do that. Why can't you do this? Or you've done this. Why are you not doing that? But when we're little, we're like, oh, you don't even want to give us grace. Like, at least, notice me. No, you get me. Once you grow up and leave Right to Dream and you travel to the rest of the world, you say, oh, it makes sense what they did. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's how Right to Dream is about. It's more than football. It's a whole culture. It's a family. People that we've left, we're still connected. Like we get back, it doesn't matter who you are now. You could be Ronaldinho or whatever. But once we are together, we don't see any titles. We don't see any status. It's a whole family. We help each other on breaks when we get to see each other. We are still connected. We don't have to talk every day. But once we are in the same room, it's the same energy. We travel. Right to Dream have an event every year. If we are in Ghana, we all go to it. Go show love to the kids coming up. It's the same process. Right to Dream is a family. It's more than football. So if people didn't have an idea, at least I hope they have an idea now. But yeah.
No, that's inspiring, man, and it's obviously great that they give you a platform to showcase what you can do on the field, but they also help you kind of become like a well-rounded person as well too.
Yeah,
kind of help you with things off the field. I'm glad you brought up the kids and the youth because you had a quote that really stuck out to me and kind of resonated with me, and I would love to hear you just elaborate a little bit on it. You said the future remains a mystery, yet you have the power over your present like a boss. What does that mean to you?
I feel like we all have different like speculation or dreams about how the future should look like. We all have a plan. We all have a goal. We all want to have like a place we want to get to as a either football, whatever career you're in, right? Like we all have that. But the thing is, like, there's no certainty, like, okay, this is guaranteed, like, this is gonna happen. You know what I mean? But when you're young, you know, we are a little bit delusional because you have to be delusional to be average sometimes. You know what I mean? If you're average at a young age, you probably wouldn't make it. So you gotta be a little bit delusional. But then when you grow up, you know, life hits you, you know, like, okay, this is what I want, but what can I do, to get something else if in case this doesn't happen. You believe in yourself, you have to. Confidence is not just about, okay, I have to figure out the backup plan. That's not, confidence doesn't have to be, okay, this is it, I have to get it. You know what I mean? But the present is what I keep saying, is like the present is what you are guaranteed now. It doesn't matter where you were supposed to be. It doesn't matter like what people think about you. It doesn't matter if you've been unfortunate and things that happen and you feeling pity for yourself. You still have a chance to make things happen so far as you live in the present. Because like I feel like my experience, like, it's been saying place of like, why am I not here and why am I here? And I'm here because I'm here because I'm supposed to be here. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, do you want to play like somewhere else? Yeah, you do, but you are here now. You are not here by accident. No, you are here for a reason. Either something that you did bad or something that you did good. So whatever you done and you're in the present, what can you do to be, better yourself and play a victim every time? Because playing victim never save you. You're always gonna look down on yourself, just gonna kill your self-esteem, feel like you deserve better than you are. But if you true to yourself in every situation, you find things that you could actually improve on, then it could actually make you a better person. And that's why, when I went to the academy, that's when I went back to Ghana. And I had to go talk to the academy kids, because we've had younger generations now since I left. It's been a while now. So normally when we go back, they invite us to come talk to them and our experience back in the academy, and how things worked for us, and give them a little bit like an advice on how to maneuver through that place. And that's what I wanted to tell them, because obviously they look at Right to Dream, they look at all these stars and be like, I want to be like him, I want to be like him. But your journey is different. You want a specific future, which is great. You gotta be delusional. You gotta think like you're gonna play like Neymar or something. That's what you gotta do. You need that. That is never like that. You should have that. But at the same time, you should enjoy the present and not too stressed about the future, where you steal yourself from being the better person you could be every single day. Because those are the little blocks. Those are little blocks that make the player you want to be. Stressing about the future where nobody is, there's no certainty and you have no control over, but you have your actions that you do today. You know what I mean? So that's what I wanted them to understand, that regardless of what expectation people have for you or what expectation you have for yourself, you have to be true to yourself. And people could probably be telling you, hey, you deserve better than this, but you gotta live in yourself. Like, if you deserve better than that, no one does. Everyone wants a competent person. Like, everyone wants someone who's capable, to do something. Everyone enjoys talent. So if you're not where people are telling you, oh, you gotta be here, and you are here now, you have to realize you're doing something that you probably should do to elevate yourself and get to where everyone thinks you could be. You don't have to get caught up like thinking, okay, I deserve this, but you're actually not doing every single day, pursuing excellence every day to actually be where you are. We all feel like we deserve something, but when we are true to ourselves and we analyze situations, we get to actually have deeper understand where we are and how we got there and how we could actually, unlock ourselves and escape and elevate. That's what the whole call is about.
That's amazing, man. Thank you for sharing that.
I want to ask you one question about Right to Dream Academy. Who was the best player you played with during your time at Right to Dream Academy?
Oh, yo. Yo, that's a big question, I'm telling you, you're talking about ballers, bro. Like, everyone got something that just so good at. Like, Oh man, that's a tough one, you know.
Okay.
I'll
You gotta
take
give
it.
somebody a shout out here.
I have to. Oh man, Kudus has to be in there, but
Okay.
Kudus is not my generation. So Kudus is a generation younger than me.
Okay.
But we ended up, playing. We play scrimmage and everything together in the academy. We end up, training together in the same team and the 18s. So, but the person that played for a while is called. He's called NS Ajiri. And he's in Denmark.
Okay.
He's in Denmark now. I forgot. Is it Randis? I don't know. He's in Denmark. He signed for them like 2 years ago, I think. But I feel like he's one of the most technical players I've ever seen. Yo, I'm telling you, this guy got tech. Like, mate,
We're
we
gonna
in
give him
the
a
same
shout
team,
out.
yeah. Mate, we in the same team, and this guy, I just be watching this guy like, bro, how am I? Like, how is he here? Like, how is he here? Like, why is he not out there somewhere? Like, he should be playing like top elite level. And I'm like, this guy could just strike the ball anywhere and score. He could ping the ball anywhere. He's a dribbler, but he is everything. Like, and I'm like,
What position was he?
Like, he's too good, man. Like,
Yeah, where did he play? What
What was
position?
his
so
position?
he's a midfielder. He's a midfielder, but he could also play on the wings. You know what I mean? So like I don't know, he's a weird player, man. Like, he's such a weird player because anywhere you put him, it looks like that's where he actually plays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, you put him here, he plays exactly how you should. And I'm like, wait, are you a midfielder? I said, yeah. You put on the wings, he plays like, yo, are you a winger? Like, like, he's too good, man. Like, I feel like he's probably like one of the best players I've seen right to dream players. But I can't ignore Kudus, you know. When Kudus came in, mate, when Kudus came in, I remember this day, to this day, when he came in, like, we already in the academy, he came on tryout. And they had like, because he came in, they set up like a little training session for the boys so that they could see him play and stuff like that. And the big boys, we go grab some bench, side of the watching this kid play. And this guy took one touch, his first touch, bro. They're like, he's in the midfield, like, all these 4 players like trying to press on him and stuff like that because we deal with pressing and stuff like that. So he's going pressed by like 4 people. This guy took one touch, bro. He took one touch, took 4 people out, banged the goal. Then all the boys just look at us like, yo, this kid is gonna be an amazing kid, bro. Like on that day, the same day, and he probably doesn't know this because we never told him. Because like I was like, bro, this kid could be one of the best players in that academy has ever produced. Because we seen him play. We seen him play for the other teams when they play against Brighton. Yeah, so they saw him from that and they brought him to the academy. But normally, when we play against other teams, like they are really hard because they're playing against Right to Dream. So they end up playing really well. But so we didn't really expect that from him. So when he came in and we actually saw that, I was like, oh, he's actually really good. You know what I mean? So Kudus has to be there. Like strength, speed, dribbling, and he plays free. Like when Kudus played, he played free. He's been doing that since he was a young guy. Like he was really young. So he doesn't play with stress. You could shout at him and he's still gonna do the same thing. He's gonna get the ball in his chest. Then he's gonna juggle the ball whilst dribbling in the game. He juggles the ball whilst dribbling. And he did it in the Premier League as well, right? Like there was a game.
I've seen it.
This is not something that he's doing now. He's been doing that when he was little.
That's crazy.
This what I'm telling you. This guy has been doing this when he was little, bro. You could literally get the ball in the middle and just dribble everybody. Like literally, like we have scrimmage, and sometimes I'm a winger, but sometimes I'll end up as a right back. Then when I'll literally tell him, bro, if you cross me, bro, you are
I'm telling you.
Don't come around here.
Yeah, I know. I told him, bro. We joke around. I tell you, I always joke around with him, like, bro, you cross me, you're gone. But no, don't joke. But he's good, man. But yeah, it's probably gonna be two of them. I feel like probably one of the most technical players that I probably have played against. Play with. But yeah, bro. But trust me, there's so many other good players, and I can't really talk about it. I'll probably have to talk about the whole squad. You know what I mean? Like they're all so good. Yeah, everyone was so good with different ways. Like it's just so different.
That's dope. That's dope, bro. That's a crazy story. It's crazy that you talk about that because we're definitely gonna ask you about Kudus because I didn't know if you guys had played together or not. But even just hearing the story about him dribbling like back then, like we've seen it. You know, we've seen it on TV. At West Ham. So, yeah. So just to hear it.
Bro. He's good.
Yeah, that's crazy. So to hear it, coming from you, like he's been doing it since a kid is wild to hear. So like just kind of transitioning, you talked about how, you're not going to travel, you're not going to go these places, and if you don't have everything right. So then kind of what was that transition when you left Right to Dream and actually get to, now live out your dream and go to the UK and play?
Yeah. Okay. So I left to England in 2016. I was supposed to leave in 2015, but then there was a visa complication, so I had to stay in the academy like a 3 year. I don't do anything, just help out and travel, go see all these kids that Right to Dream are scouting and stuff like that. Help with the whole process with like advice, coaching, and stuff like that. Then I went to a place called Hartpury College. So it's like one of the main sports colleges, probably like top one in England. So we've had players gone there and gone pro. So that's another route that Right to Dream uses to put players outside in the world. I don't know if you guys know David Akam. He played there in MLS as well.
I know Akam. Yeah,
Akam went to Hartpury College in England. Then we have Majid Waris. He played for the Black South Sea.
Yeah, where does he play now? I was actually just looking on his IG page.
I know. I actually don't know where he's playing now. Yeah. But yeah, he went to Hartpury College as well. So that's a different part for you. So that's why I went. It was like solid years that I had there. Like probably one of the years that actually exposed me and gave me a different perspective about what I'm good at and what I could actually do. Because coming out from the academy was really new. So when you come outside, you actually get to see yourself. Like, oh my God, you've gained something, from the Right to Dream experience. And, it was a tough journey as well at the same time. I don't feel like playing there was tough. I feel like a little bit easy. Not like too easy, but it was a little bit easy because I was coming from like an elite environment where, I've played against, Premier League teams and stuff like that. So it was coming back to like school elite level. Even though it was like really high level in England, I didn't find it too difficult because of my experience that I had. So it was 2 good solid years, and I had a couple of offers, but England is not a place. If you don't have work permit and stuff like that, it's not like America where you can get opportunities to just start playing, and it doesn't work like that. So unfortunately for me, the opportunities that I had was like League One Championship, and then I couldn't play because of my work, my student visa. I was there on a student visa. So there was little tweaks like they wanted to make it work, but it couldn't. I had to go on loan. But the coach at that time, for one of the championship teams, he wanted me to come in with they lost a striker. So and that at that time I was a winger and / a striker. So and I've played striker in there's this national team where they select the best school players to represent England, and I was in there as well, and I did well. I was like the top scorer. So yeah, I feel like I was the top scorer. And then I got scouted by the Premier, not Premier League teams, Championship teams, League One, League Two. Yeah, those teams, and because of my visa and my status in England, I couldn't really do much because All they wanted me to is just come play straight away. And everyone's talking about if they sign you, you have to go on loan, you have to do that, you have to play a certain percentage for your national team. It was a whole bunch of stuff that I have no clue it actually even existed. You know what I mean? So I was like, England is not for me. If I've done that, you know what I mean? Like, if I've done that young age in America, that would have been a whole different story. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's part of the journey, man. It's what makes life beautiful. Things could have gone right or things could have gone left, but at the end of the day, once we are alive, we're still kicking, still learning, still developing, and that's how I ended up in England, America. I decided not to go to Sweden or Denmark to go try out and sign a pro team. It was a conversation between me and the Right to Dream owner, Tom Vernon. He gave me advice. I listened to him. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna come to America, pursue the draft, and because to be honest with you, and I never told, all these, big people, the Right to Dream owner or whatever. I never told them this, but mate, I wanted to come to America, bro. I don't care what it was, bro. Like, there's something about America where you're American, like, mate, I want to come to America. I see my brother, who's more like my cousin, he went to Wake Forest, then got drafted. So I've seen him, I'm watching him, like, when he was college, I enjoy, he's playing, scoring, like this college kid, bro, like poor Phil. I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like, this is what I want.
American colleges.
Wake Forest was a good team too. Wake Forest was
they were number one. I'm like, bro, what is going on here? Then
what year was this?
What year did he go to Wake Forest?
I think he was there so I went 2017. I feel like he got drafted 2015 or 2016, one of those years.
Bro, that's crazy because I feel like I might have played against him because my freshman year was 2016 and we Cleveland State played at Wake Forest. And I don't know if I don't know if he caught an injury at the time, but I don't know if he caught he was injured at that moment or something, but I was getting told like, bro, there's a killer on the bench. And I could tell he was African. And I was like, I want to play against him, but I don't think he played that match. But like, bro,
man, he's good, man. Like, he was the key player, bro. Like, scoring, dribbling. Like, I'm watching this. I'm like, yo, I don't want to go. I want to come to America. Like, I'm like, yo, I don't come to America. I was like, at least, because I've always had faith that I'm still gonna play football. I've had that. I'm like, you know what? I feel this is my calling. I know I'm gonna get there. It doesn't matter how I'll get there. I convince myself it doesn't matter how I'll get there. You know what I mean? Like, convincing myself it doesn't matter how I get there. I'm still gonna get there. But I have to come to America. You know what I mean? That's funny. I told Tom, I was like, hey, I'm coming to America. I'm gonna pursue. Then I had Wake Forest. I had Marquette. They were the options for me. Wake Forest was my first option. No, Marquette was my first option. Then Wake Forest, but then I was supposed to do this fill out application. I didn't know how it was going on. I'm like, I didn't know you have to go through all of that thing. But I thought that you just decide to come college, you sign a document, and you're done.
That's so funny.
You gotta apply, my boy.
Yeah, welcome to America for real.
Yeah,
man. You have to do all that process. I'm like, bro, what is going on, bro? Then Wake Forest gave me a deadline that I have to do this certain thing. I didn't do it, bro. I didn't do it. I was like, whatever, bro.
That's so funny, bro.
So is that how you ended up at Quincy University? Like you took too long to do stuff.
Yeah, I took too long to fill up the applications and stuff like that. Then it got to a point, it's like, well, it's too late now. We've given the scholarship to someone else. If you want to come, you have to wait another year. And I'm like, I'm not going to wait another year, bro. I just want to come to America. Then I did Quincy University in Illinois, a D2, because NCAA told me my grades that I was transferring to, I couldn't go straight to D1 anyway. So I need to go D2, then I could go D1. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I wasn't stressing. I was like, hey, I'll
go anyway.
Yeah.
How did you even hear about Quincy?
Okay, yeah. So Marquette really wanted me. So they had a link with Quincy.
Oh,
So the coach
okay,
contacted
okay.
Quincy. He's like, hey, do we want this guy, but he can't come direct? So why don't you give him the scholarship for like a year? Then after the year, he transferred there.
Okay.
So that's how it started. Yeah. Then
Really.
after my first year in Quincy, I did well. Conference freshman of the year, scored a couple of goals. I could have scored more, but I really didn't take it that serious over there.
Yeah, speak on your experience.
Yeah. Well, so
at
what?
Quincy
Yeah, what was the
College.
transition like from playing in England for 2 years and now you're coming to America? Because you said the talent in England was so, but you said you've been playing such elite talent with Right to Dream. Now you're going from Right to Dream to England, now England to America.
Yeah.
What was that transition like football wise?
I feel like it just kept going like this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, bro, when I got here, I saw them play. So the first game was like, did he put me on the bench? Yeah. So my first game, he was like, "Oh, we're gonna put you on." I was like, "Okay, cool." Then I was on the bench and I just saw them play. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because these guys playing like, what the hell? Because it was like bad, bro. Like no position, people just banging balls in the air, just running, physical. We're like, bro, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Then I was so confused. Then I was like, whatever. Then
Welcome to America.
Yeah,
Welcome to America.
exactly. Then I just go in the game. I just kept dribbling. Then we were down by like 1-0 when I came on. Then there was a corner kick. I scored a header. I'm 5'5". I'm buzzing.
I don't know how you scored that header, bro. What? I know how short you are, fam. What?
I scored a banger, bro, with my head, fam. I'm like, yo, this is the drill I was talking about. You gave me that. Then it was fun, but I felt like it was too easy, man. Especially D2. What makes it hard is that the players you play against. Because when I play, I'm thinking, the sneakiest passes. Like I make a run, I'm thinking someone's gonna see it.
Yeah.
Then they don't. Then it was like you get mad. You're like, okay, you're in a different like environment. So how do I get them to see me to give me the ball? You know what I mean? So I feel like it also changes your game at some point. So I do the obvious thing, to get the ball because obviously I'm playing against different players. There's no disrespect, and it's just like the different level where I've played at, and my experience is coming like down to the college. And I feel like college people, they do it for the experience, most of them. Then the few of us, we want to go pro. So yeah, that's what the case was. But I feel like the transition wasn't hard. In anything, it was frustrating because like you expect certain players to know certain things when it comes to game IQ, but they don't. So like it's so hard. Like if you make a run, people don't see it. Like you make a decoy, someone scores, you are influencing the game, but no one talks about that. But you score like a tap-in, and all over you're the best player in America. So that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at the people like, you guys, I don't know what you guys are doing here, but it is what it is. I wanted to come to America. Hey, I'm living the dream. It is, and like so yeah, like it wasn't really crazy. It's just frustrating most of the part, like, playing against players that just want for the experience, and at the end of the day, go outside Saturday, bang some beers in their belly, come back to training. You know what I mean? Yeah, come back to training. Let's play football. It's whatever in it. Then we out there trying to go pro. I'm like, oh, bro, why am I here? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like just frustrating. When I feel like it's because of when you don't go to the elite, leagues in America when it comes to the college level, it's kind of a little bit harder. But yeah, I made that decision at the end of the day because I was supposed to wait one more year in Quincy, then I could go to Wake Forest. But I was looking at it, I was like, bro, if you go pro, you go pro. Why do I have to go Wake Forest? So I was like, I'm not going to stay another year in D2 because I felt like I really struggled to make that first year like a success for me. I had to there's a lot I had to change in my game, and I didn't like that because I feel like the more you keep doing that, you kind of start losing that elite kind of like instincts in you, like in the game.
and I didn't want that to happen, because that's part of my game that elevates me. So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna stay there. I love everyone, but I feel like for me, go to somewhere else. And Dayton was my last option in it. So I wasn't really looking at Dayton. Like, I don't know. Like, they reached out to me when I was in England. I was like, no. Then, you know what I mean? I'm looking at all these facilities, like back here, and then wake up like, bro, who is Dayton, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but then they forced me to come visit. So the coach was like, Ken, please just visit. That's all he said. It's like, we know you probably don't want to come here. Just visit. We just want you to visit. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. I was like, cool. Obviously they're going to pay. So I'm just traveling. So I just traveled, came to Dayton. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know what happened. I don't know, like, I just love Dayton, bro.
Fell in love with Ohio. Welcome to Ohio.
I saw the environment, like, everything is so, like, connected, like, it's like a community, like, everything, like, the housing really compact, everything, like, in all around, in a little, like, like, little thing, like, yo, it's interesting. Then I look at the team, I'm like, it would be tough for me if, I'm still pursuing the draft. But I was looking at the team, I was like, you know what if I come and change it? Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I could go to Wake Forest, then I make a name, people be like, oh, because he played for Wake Forest, or, his brother played Wake Forest now, he's good too. People like, oh, comparing to my brother. So I was thinking about all these things, like, you know what? I want my own thing. I've always done my things on my own way. Right? You would tell me something, hey, are you sure you want to do it? Yeah, this is what I want. Nothing. End of story. That's what I want it my way, nobody else. I don't want what you think. I want what I think. So I've always done that. So no one ever thought I was going to go Dayton. So when I decided to go Dayton, even Right to Dream, I talked to the founder again. Hey, I decided to go to Dayton. So like, hey, are you sure? Like, draft, yeah, he's like draft, because they know, we have players here who got drafted from, from college, and they were high school here, college drafted. So they know the top teams, innit? So they know the top teams to play for. So I was like, you know what? I just want to go Dayton. Let me go Dayton. I was like, let me go Dayton. I knew what to expect. I knew it was going to be hard, like when I went to Quincy. But I felt like I could make a change. I felt like I could make an impact where I could change things. You know what I mean? I love to be... Normally, I love to play for the underdogs, Then, you meet a big team, then I get pissed. Like, why do you talk so good about these teams? You know what I mean? Like, they're not even that good. Like, I love that. Like, I always hate the big team. So I know most of the time, I don't look at it to play for the big team. Like, okay, I'm going to go a little bit underdog. Then we're just going to bang them. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I was looking at when I was coming to Dayton. And I was like, you know what? It's going to be tough, but I feel like I could do this and still get drafted. So I knew I needed to do extra more to get drafted, especially if you play again. Like, they're looking at all these ACC players and stuff like that.
Right.
I was like, it's whatever. If you're good, you're good. You get drafted. So yeah, that's the journey for me. Then I went to Dayton, then the rest was history. So yeah.
Yeah, you just a quick question about Dayton and how you fell in love with it. Just like I just thought about this. When you went to Dayton, did it kind of like remind you of home in the sense of like how small it was, like the community, what made you? Yeah,
I don't know. It was weird because I was telling my host parents as well. Because we're like, bro, I don't know what is for Dayton, but as soon as I got back home, I was like, I just want to go Dayton. I don't know what it was. Like, it could be like that kind of like, I don't know what it was. It could be like, because I'm a very family-oriented person, man. And I like the sense of community. I like friends. Like, I like a friend group. Like, I love those things. So I feel like that sense of community that I saw in Dayton kind of resonate with my world. You know what I mean? Because before that, I've already been to Villanova, and I've seen Villanova, bro. It's nice, bro. They got money. They're talking about big scholarship. The girls are so nice. I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, I was young, I was like, oh my, I want this. Then at that time, I had two friends there as well from Right to Dream. They were in Villanova as well. I was like, oh, mate, what do? Then I was like, I just wanted to start a pathway for myself where
we have right to dream players. We've never had right to dream players there before, because I wanted to start that. So that was that was something I wanted to do.
Dope.
So I was like, you know what? No one's been to right to dream player, never been to Dayton or these leagues and stuff like that. I want to start that for myself and for Dayton, because they've been looking for right to dream players for the longest time. They never found them. And even though when I don't give them that attention, the coach has always been there to give me advice and what to do to move forward if I'm going to pick a team. And I saw that, bro, this coach loved me, man. Like, and sometimes, like, you just need that person that it doesn't matter where you are. You just need that one person that gives you, make you feel like you're the god. You know what I mean? Like, I felt that from him. And when I saw the campus and everything, it just resonated with my words. I was like, you know what? I'm going to come in and make this coach happy. And I want to be the big guy in the team, win games for the team. That I was excited to do that, you know what I mean? And I knew it was going to be hard. I knew he was going to make teams and, it's going to be really hard. I'm going to get frustrated most of the time because I'm always angry and stuff like that. But that was a challenge that I took. And I feel like it's the community, though. It's the community that resonates with me most of the time, because everyone is so together when in dating. Like, everyone is so connected. Even the athletes, like, we're all so close from different sports.
That's amazing, man. Obviously, you did well. You have many accolades. You've certainly etched your name in history there. Certainly. So, kind of like moving forward, what was kind of like the draft process like? Did you have any like inclinations of like this actually could happen, or was it like, what was that story like?
So the draft, first of all, I'm gonna say the draft is weird, man. It's so bro, it's politics and it's mad because I feel like these players in the top leagues, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's a lot of politics as well. But the draft, I knew who when I was going in. I knew what was gonna happen, but then it changed last minute. It changed the day before the draft. So my top pick was what was it? This team, Inter Miami. So my first pick was Inter Miami. I was the only left winger they had on their list for the draft. Yeah. So, and they've seen a couple of my games. Unfortunately, the last game the agent came to watch, the scout came to watch. I had a good game, but then I got a red card. And that's my first ever red card in my college career.
Mm-hmm. Wow. What'd you do?
So,
bro, wait, hold on. Before you go to the story,
I don't even think I never find the game. That's the thing. I never find the game. Mm-hmm. So I lost the ball in the middle. So someone zinked the ball to me. I'm trying to do a skill to 10. I failed. Then I'm trying to win the ball back because they're going to counterattack. So I just went around the guy and hit the ball away, and he fell down screaming. And I'm like, bro, get up, bro. I didn't even touch you. Then he get up, come into my face. Then I was like, hey, yeah, what? Like, I just did what? Mm-hmm. Like, chest to chest. Mm-hmm. Like, he's coming like, what? He fell down screaming. Everyone's like, bro, get up, get up. The referee just reached out, gave me a red card.
Oh, wow. They did you like bad.
It was like, I'm dreaming, bro. I was like, bro, I'm dreaming, bro? Like, what? Because I knew the agent was there. Like, I knew the agent was there. My coach already told me he's coming. So I knew he was there. So for me, I'm enjoying the game. I'm having the best time. Mm-hmm. Then I got a red card. I'm like, I never thought in a billion years anything could like happen like that. Mm-hmm. Everyone was out. Coach was screaming. It's like, what is going on? Blah, 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 blah. Then lucky we tied the game last minute. We didn't lose. But I feel like after that game, I knew it was done with Inter Miami. Mm-hmm. But my agent was still telling me, they are still very much very interested. Since he and Inter Miami was my top pick, but then Stam got sacked for Cincinnati. That's when he was losing too many games.
Yeah.
So, and I had my friend Atanga. He played in Right to Dream as well. He was playing.
Oh, wow. He's from
Yeah.
Right to Dream as well, too?
Yes. So the coach was trying to get me there with him.
Okay.
So, yeah. So he would come back and tell me, "Yo, they keep talking about you, bro." It's like, "Oh, King, looking at him like, fuck, like, you can't tell me, you can't tell me everything the coach tells you." So I knew like it was my topic as well. Then he got sacked, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Because low key, I really wanted to go to Cincy because it was right across like Dayton. So I was like, I have a Tanga there, bro. We're gonna be balling. So I was like, okay, that's not in the picture anymore, T. So I was going in the draft with interest from Chicago as well. And Inter Miami was still in the picture, but they were not giving any clues. But my agent was like, I should just know anything can happen. Then the day before the draft, someone from Right to Dream works for Nycfc. So he called me. It's like, yo, if nobody picks you in the first round, or early, New York is gonna draft you in the second round. And I was like, oh, okay. So I knew before the draft started, I knew I was gonna get drafted by New York. But that was my worst thing. I feel like I told someone, I was like, I wanna go anywhere but New York. I told someone I wanna go anywhere but New York. And I end up getting drafted by New York. And I'm like, they always one thing you don't want.
Why anywhere but New York? What was like the kind of the turn off for you?
I don't know, man. I didn't feel like it's my style, I just feel like for some reason I feel like I could I could get drafted by New York City. I don't know why. I told someone, bro, I want anything else but New York City. Then the day before the draft, New York City called me like, I'm like, damn, bro.
Shout out New York City, man.
CFC.
Yeah.
I was so mad, but I was happy, but that I got drafted. But I was like, New York City, man. Then I was like, okay, it is what it is. We just gotta be positive, go play.
Yeah.
And so I went there and they wanted to sign me for the second team. They're looking option where I'm gonna stay, talking to my agent, all these process. But New York City, the second team, mostly like academy boys, not like Columbus Crew where you have like all these big guys playing like a real second team players. But I was like, I can't do it. I just wanted to play somewhere very competitive at that point because that was the first year they started the MLS Pro.
Yeah, okay.
That's where that was the year they started. Our generation, draft generation was when they started that. So most of their picks were looked at to play in that first year of that MLS Pro. And I felt like it was a project for them to actually establish the MLS Pro team. Then eventually you might get rid of because I was going at the age of 23. So, no one wants to be playing 23 years old playing for the second team. You know what I mean? Like, it's not ideal. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, I feel like the coaches were really nice, respectful. It didn't really feel like home for me. So I just told my agent, just tell them I'm not going to come back because I was supposed to go back with the preseason with the second team. Then I just told them, they gave me the opportunity, so which was nice. It's like, hey, we really want you here. We'd rather look at you here than you go somewhere else. So if you want to come back, that's something that we are really interested in. We want you to come back. But if you feel like you want to go somewhere, we're not going to stop you because we drafted you. You can, explore other things. And I was like, okay, cool. But I felt like maybe they felt like I was going to come back. Maybe that was why they were trying to be nice to me. But when I was leaving, I already made my mind. I didn't really feel like home. I loved everyone, but there was that feeling that I was expecting to have, getting drafted. I didn't have that. And I wasn't going to force it because I knew if I forced it, it would look good on me playing for the New York second team. But it's not really going to help me excel my career. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like we were still going to get caught. Like, I felt that we were going to
Like, not gonna lie, like, because for their international sports, they don't joke with that. When New York City, they don't joke with their international sport. It's all South American boys, bro. I'm telling you. But yeah, like, yeah, that's the whole process, and yeah. But Columbus Crew was also one of the top people that was looking at me. I was cool with their scout or agent. We used to talk before the draft and stuff like that. But yeah.
Okay. So definitely, it sounds like Ohio definitely was like what you wanted to do.
Not gonna lie, I wanted to stay in Ohio. I didn't want to travel. I just wanted to stay, get my car, drive down the road. I'm there. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's only an hour away from Cincinnati.
Literally, fam. I was not gonna fly. I hate flying.
It's so wild that like, so Yap Stem was the coach at the time, and
yes,
and he wanted you. That's so wild to me.
He loved me, bro. He loved me. He loved me. Like, anything that he says, I know. Like, at that time, Jonas has got drafted in CC.
Yeah.
So like, I knew everything. Like, even before the draft, like, I was really highly looking at first draft, and a lot happens, bro. Then I was supposed to go to the main combine. Then I didn't. Then I was like, what is going on? I'm telling you, this politics is insane.
Yeah. Well, we're all well aware about that.
But just want to say thanks again, King. I know your phone was on 1%. You had to run out of here and find a charger. But thanks again for sitting down with us. I mean, honestly, great stories, and just hearing about how your upbringing from Ghana can take you all over the world, and just the advice that you had for a lot of these kids too, telling them the good, the bad, and the ugly. Seriously, that you have to work hard, and if your character and your education doesn't come first, then you might not even see the field. You might not travel with the team, and I think that's probably that was the biggest takeaway I took from these academies, because you never really know what goes on day in day out for these 10, 11, 12-year-old kids, but it seems that Right to Dream has the right foundation for these kids.
I like how they had, like, it's not only football, it's not only even school, it's about building your character too. And that really stands out. Like, if you're not doing the things that are going to make you a better person, you're not traveling. And I think that's a major thing. And this academy is doing it right. I didn't even know all the ins and outs of Right to Dream. So hearing it kind of firsthand is amazing.
Yeah, I did a little bit of homework on it. It was actually started by a former United scout, Tom Vernon, was who he was talking about. And I guess he, his main area of scouting was in Africa, and so he always just had a heart for Africa. And this Right to Dream is bought out by the Mansour Group, which is
which is crazy.
Yeah, which is insane. They're a massive corporation now, but even hearing all that and just hearing how they still have an emphasis on character first, education second, and then football, it lets you know that they're doing it
beautiful.
The right way.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. And looking forward to talking to him tomorrow too, and putting out part 2. We got part 2 coming out right after this. So, as always, man, appreciate everybody for tuning in, and part 2 on the way. Good luck to you in your future endeavors.